My CEO shared his screen during layoffs. He forgot to close his Ferrari tab. The notification chime on my laptop sounded like a funeral bell. It was 9 a.m. on Monday, March 2nd. The email subject line was stark, written in the kind of corporate speak that usually precedes a disaster: mandatory all hands, Q1 strategic update. We all knew what it meant. The rumors had been swirling for weeks: budget cuts, restructuring, workforce optimization. I sat in my home office, wearing a blazer over my pajama pants, staring at the Zoom waiting room. My hands were cold. My stomach was doing slow, nauseating flips. I had been with TechGlobal for 3 years. I was a senior project manager. I had hit every KPI. But in tech, loyalty is a myth and performance is just a baseline. The screen flickered. The meeting started. 412 participants. That number in the corner felt heavy. 412 people, all holding their breath, all wondering if today was the day they lost their livelihood. Our CEO, Richard Sterling, appeared on screen. He was sitting in what looked like a minimalist, soundproofed pod, wearing a black turtleneck that cost more than my rent. He looked somber. He clasped his hands together on the desk, leaned into the camera, and gave us the look a parent gives a child before telling them the dog went to a farm upstate. Team, Richard began, his voice dropping an octave to simulate gravitas. I want to thank you for joining on such short notice. As you know, the market headwinds have been fierce. We are facing unprecedented financial strain. I took a sip of lukewarm coffee. Unprecedented strain. Right. We have to make sacrifices, he continued. We have to be lean. We have to tighten our belts. Leadership has already taken significant pay reductions to protect the company's future. I want you to know that the decisions we are making today are not taken lightly. They are painful. They are necessary. He paused for effect. He looked pained. It was a good performance. I'm going to share some data to explain the context, Richard said. Let me pull up the slide deck. He clicked share screen. The Zoom window shifted. We saw his desktop. And that's when the world stopped. Richard didn't just share the PowerPoint window. He shared his entire screen. At the top of the browser window, a row of tabs was clearly visible. The first tab was the presentation, 2026 austerity measures. The second tab, 2026 Ferrari SF90 Straightale configurator. The third tab, first-class flights to Tahiti, overwater bungalows. And the fourth tab, the one that made my blood run cold, how to hide bonuses from board members, Google search. I blinked. I leaned closer to my monitor. I wasn't hallucinating. It was right there. The chat exploded instantly. User 1, is that a Ferrari tab? User 2, hiding bonuses? User 3, shared sacrifice my ass. User 4, did anyone screenshot this? Richard didn't notice. He was droning on about EBITDA and runway, completely oblivious to the fact that he was currently broadcasting his own corruption to 400 employees he was about to fire. I looked at the bookmark bar below the tabs. There was a folder labeled HR, Confidential. And next to it, a direct link to a Google Sheet titled, Layoff Target List, Tier 1, High Salary/Low Loyalty. My department name, Project Management, was visible in the preview text of the bookmark. Low loyalty, I whispered. I felt the heat rising in my neck, a prickly, suffocating sensation that started at my collarbone and crawled up behind my ears. He was categorizing us. He was judging our loyalty while shopping for supercars and figuring out how to embezzle funds. I hit the print screen key. Once. Twice. 10 times. I wasn't the only one. The chat was scrolling so fast it was a blur. Then, suddenly, the chat froze. Chat has been disabled by the host. Richard paused mid-sentence. He must have seen a notification. Or maybe someone texted him. His eyes darted to the top of his screen. He froze. We watched, in real time, as the cursor moved frantically toward the tabs. He clicked the little X on the Ferrari tab. Then the Tahiti tab. Then the Google search. He clicked them closed one by one, panic evident in the jerky movements of the mouse. Richard stammered, his smooth corporate voice cracking. Just doing some market research. On luxury sector trends. And the bonus thing, that was for a compliance training module I was reviewing. To, show what not to do. He laughed. A nervous, high-pitched, terrifying laugh. Anyway, he said, sweat visibly beading on his forehead. Back to the data. He went back to the slides. He pretended it didn't happen. But we saw it. We all saw it. I opened Slack. The water cooler channel, the unofficial one without management, was nuclear. Sarah, did you see that? Mike, I got a video recording. The whole thing. Jenna, he's shopping for a Ferrari while firing us? David, how to hide bonuses. That's fraud. That's actual fraud. I typed, I got screenshots of the layoff list bookmark. Tier 1. High salary / low loyalty. He's targeting us based on salary, not performance. Mike, send it to me. I'm compiling a folder. I sent it. I sat back in my chair. The meeting continued for another 20 minutes, but nobody was listening. We were mobilizing. We were organizing. Richard ended the call with a somber, "We will get through this together." The screen went black. I sat in the silence of my apartment. Together. He was going to Tahiti. We were going to the unemployment line. But he made a mistake. He gave us the ammunition. I picked up my phone. I searched for TechGlobal Board of Directors. I found the names. I found the emails. Then, I searched for Financial Times reporter. I opened a new email draft. I received a DM on Slack from a friend in finance, Emily. Emily, don't tell anyone I told you this. But check your personal email. I refreshed my inbox. Subject, forward, confidential memo, retention strategy. It was a PDF. Dated 48 hours ago. To, Executive Leadership Team. From, Richard Sterling. Retention bonuses. In light of the upcoming workforce reduction, it is critical that we secure the loyalty of the C-suite. I am approving a retention bonus pool of $2 million to be distributed among the executive team effective immediately. This will ensure stability during the transition. $2 million. While he was drafting a list of people to fire for budget constraints, he was giving himself and his cronies a $2 million payday. And the date? Saturday. 2 days ago. This was the hidden bonus he was Googling. He was trying to figure out how to keep the board from seeing that he had drained the reserves right before announcing a shortfall. I added the PDF to the email draft. 2. List of board members, Financial Times reporter, TechCrunch editor. Subject, whistleblower evidence, CEO misconduct and financial mismanagement at TechGlobal. Body, attached, please find evidence regarding CEO Richard Sterling's conduct during today's layoff announcement. Included are 1. Video recording of the screen share showing personal use of company time and intent to conceal financial data, how to hide bonuses. 2. Screenshots of the layoff target list bookmark indicating discriminatory selection criteria. 3. Internal memo authorizing $2 million in executive bonuses 48 hours prior to layoffs. 4. Evidence of luxury vehicle purchase intent during company hours. The financial strain cited as the reason for layoffs appears to be manufactured or exacerbated by executive embezzlement. Signed, a concerned employee. I hit send. Then I went to Twitter. I created a burner account. At TechTruth 2026. I uploaded the video clip. The Ferrari fail. I tagged the company. I tagged Elon Musk, why not? I tagged the SEC. Caption, TechGlobal CEO fires 30% of staff for budget cuts while shopping for a Ferrari and Googling how to hide bonuses. Watch the tabs. Hashtag tech layoffs, hashtag corporate greed. I posted it. Then I waited. It took exactly 14 minutes for the internet to do its thing. The video had 1,000 views in 10 minutes. 10,000 in 30 minutes. 100,000 in an hour. The comments were a landslide of fury. User 1, eat the rich. User 2, this is why we need unions. User 3, I hope he loses everything. At 11:30 a.m., my phone buzzed with a notification from a stock trading app one use. Alert, TechGlobal, TGL, stock dropping. Down 8%. The market was reacting. The shareholders were seeing the video. At 12 p.m., a company-wide email went out. It wasn't from Richard. It was from the chairman of the board. Subject, urgent all-hands meeting cancelled. The scheduled follow-up meeting regarding restructuring has been cancelled. Please continue with your daily tasks. Further communication will follow. Panic, I whispered. They were scrambling. I checked Slack. Emily messaged me again. Emily, auditors just walked in. They're seizing Richard's computer. He's in his office screaming. Screaming? Emily, yeah. He's yelling at IT. He's blaming an intern. He says an intern used his laptop and opened those tabs. An intern? I laughed. Does the intern also have access to the retention bonus memo? Emily, exactly. He's toast. At 2 p.m., the news broke. CNBC, TechGlobal CEO under fire after viral Zoom gaffe reveals luxury spending during layoffs. The article quoted my anonymous email. It published the memo. The stock dropped another 7%. Down 15% total. That's hundreds of millions in market cap wiped out in 4 hours. At 3 p.m., the update came. Subject, leadership transition. Effective immediately, Richard Sterling has been terminated for cause. The board of directors has appointed an interim CEO. Terminated. For cause. That meant no severance. No golden parachute. Gross misconduct and fiduciary breach voids the payout clauses in most executive contracts. He lost the bonus. He lost the job. And if the Ferrari deposit was real? He probably lost that too. But the story wasn't over. The layoff list bookmark. The one that said low loyalty. The board saw that too. At 4 p.m., a new email. Subject, update on workforce restructuring. In light of recent events and pending a full financial audit, all planned workforce reductions are paused immediately. We are reviewing the criteria used for selection to ensure fairness and compliance with labor laws. Paused. I wasn't fired. Not today. I leaned back in my chair. The adrenaline crash hit me hard. I felt exhausted, hollowed out. But I also felt powerful. I looked at the Ferrari configurator on my own screen. I had opened it just to see the price. $600,000. Richard wanted a car that went 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. Instead, he went from CEO to unemployed in 6 hours. That's a record. I kept my job for another 6 months. The company stabilized. The new CEO was boring, but honest. He reinstated the coffee budget. But I eventually left. I found a better job. A place that didn't need loyalty lists. I kept the video file, though. Sometimes, when I'm having a bad day, I watch it. I watch Richard's mouse panic. I watch him click the little X on his dreams. And I remember that transparency is a double-edged sword. If you live by the screen share, you die by the screen share. So, tell me. Am I the monster for leaking internal documents and destroying a man's career, or did he just drive his Ferrari off a cliff he built himself?
If you have made it this far and want to see more videos like this, Then kindly subscribe and turn on notifications so you may never miss another story like this.